Hello, hello, hello. I just got in. Here I am. Again. The camera's moved. Oh. What with the lead then? Oh, that wasn't good. Anyway, where were we? I've got to go into the Gotta go into the chat room, baby, yeah. Is that it? Here we go. Exiting. How's my groove been? It's been damp. Katie Price says, chat, list the topics that we cover tonight. The old favourites, me wonders. There aren't any topics. That's the beauty of this. It's dictated by you. You come along, you tell me, and we go from there. Renee says hi. Derek says hi. Derek says, I got diabetes, been off work since. Sorry, let me start that again. Derek says, it got diabetes type 2. I think he means I got diabetes type 2. Been off work since before Christmas with foot infection. Damn this neuropathy. I've had a good day today. Yesterday was horrible. Felt like my feet were on fire. But hey, join the club, eh? But I'm hoping, because I've been really strict, kind of strict. I ate some shortbread tonight. I broke my resolve broke. It was very nice though. Very nice. But I've been trying to be good. I have a very low sugar, in fact, 0 sugar, and slightly carb. Slightly carb. Come on, you can't. How can I make a sandwich with no bread? You know, that's not a sandwich, is it? Or maybe it is. I don't know. But it's, thanks to record, says Andrew. Arrived, morning post. Good. I'm glad it got there. Top of the early morning. Well, it's 20 past 11 here in the evening, so it's still evening. And yeah, more Pink Floyd. Definitely is a YouTube. We're definitely doing the YouTube thing. What was I doing? Do you mind if I just if I do some thing? I'm going to listen because there's the offer on the eBay is up. I've got to do the eBay thing, and So if I list it now, then it'll be all right. I've got until midnight to do some listings, so don't mind me. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Let me see, what can I do? I'm going to find a nice. That seems to be the right. So one like this. Is YouTube screwing up again? No, I'm here. Everything seems fine. Garrett's in, and everyone's grooving. Apparently, that's nice. I'm glad everyone's grooving. Oh, what should we talk about? I mean, I suppose we could go on about Pink Floyd again, couldn't we? I mean, I got nothing. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Derek says, did you know the featured artists Phil Collins, Thompson, Peter Gabriel backed Charlie Drake on a single in the 70s? Yeah, it's called You Never Know. We've talked about it before. You never know. You never know. Peter Gabriel actually wrote it. So there you go. Because Peter Gabriel for a while went through the idea that he would write write songs for other people. And yeah, it didn't quite work out for him, so there we go. Do 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 do. I think that should do it. I can add the photos later, can't I? Yeah, I'll add the photos later. That's what we do. How's it going? Yeah, it's not been bad today. Like I said, no. I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Can you? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at the back? Hello? Hello? You can hear me, right? You can hear me. It says I'm broadcasting sound, so I'll have to. Can anyone confirm that you can hear me? Because this is concerning. You could hear me this morning, so I assume that you can hear me now. Where were we? Yeah, it was public service broadcasting that I sold to what's it? As the Russians invaded, I don't know, but it says 1 o'clock in the morning apparently. Munton says thanks for the Ian McDonald tribute, great accurate review. So again, all the videos are quality content, all are quality content, So there you go. Sorry says, do you think that wide release cut for that documentary will pay tribute to Ian McDonald? I have no idea. Again, the way it's I don't really know, but it's not the documentary that they promised. It's a different documentary. It's been rejiggered and repurposed, and other things have been recorded. So like I said, you'd never see it, and if you did see it, it would be incredibly delayed. I was right, wasn't I? But maybe there'll be an end card or a beginning card where it just remembers, hey, not just Ian McDonald, you've got Boz Burrell, you've got John Webb, you've got Greg Lake, you've got Ian McDonald, So, of course, Ian Wallace. God, how could I forget that one? A number of them have already gone, So, I think it should pay tribute to all of them, really. He hasn't played it yet. And Fasano's been watching the Olympic Games. That's good. Robert Payne's been late. He was washing the dishes. I did the washing up as well tonight, funny enough. Cyrus asked, do I feel that band would have been better keeping Ian as a member? Well, he didn't want to stay. Because, when you're working with certain people, how do you follow up that first album? I think there was a lot of weight of expectation on their shoulders, and how do you follow it up? It's very difficult, isn't it? So yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. Again, if you know anything about the history, after doing while on the American tour, you had Greg Lake, talking to Keith Emerson. You had Ian McDonald and Michael Giles debating whether it was worth carrying on because the pressures of what they were doing, and so the band imploded. And again, I don't think it helps if you've got certain people in that band who did very little on that first album, but reaped an amazing reward, and you can hear that. You only really hear the voice of the featured artists on that album, the other album. Let me count. Fifth album from that one. I'm using my evening voice exactly. It's my evening voice. It's a little bit quiet. Well, it is quiet because my daughter's in bed and my son is so it's we're doing it quiet. I can boost it. I can boost the signal. Let me boost the signal. Let me boost the signal. I shall boost it. I am boosting the signal. Boosting signal. I must remember to turn this down in the morning, otherwise I'm going to burn everyone's ears out. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Hi, welcome to Having a Chat with Darren Locke. Have you been missold insurance? Please give us a call tonight. Are you having trouble with your neighbours? We're doing that in the next hour. But coming up, biscuits. What's your favourite biscuit? And how do you prefer them? Are you a dunker or do you go in dry? That's all coming up in the Darren Locke Hour here on Bollocks FM. And do call in. Do call in at the usual number. And we're going to an ad break now. That was an ad break. I actually put an advert in. Don't know if you got an advert. It'd be good if you did. Dawson. I don't know Dawson. Do you know Dawson? Are you new here? Are you new? Announce your credentials for joining the chat. Who are you? Who are you really? Is Dawson your really name? Funny enough, Dawson's is the shop I bought my Gretsch from, and it looks like they've gone tits up completely. I know they had a few financial issues last year, but they were staying online and they had one shop left, and I can now understand why I got this Gretsch for such a good bargain. It was nearly, crikey, was it nearly 160, 170 quid off. Looks like I got their stock. So yeah, Dawson's looks like it's gone under. And that was one of Britain's oldest music shops. Great shame. Let's all remember Dawson's. I'm very sad about it. You just don't get the bargains until they go bust, do you? Dawson cases. I was reading that some guy felt that Porcupine Tree rewriting was like his own father who'd abandoned him, returning home to him. Thoughts? He must have a very sad life. I think people care too much about bands like Porcupine Tree and Stephen Wilson. It's not like he's even nearly as talented as someone like the Bay City Rollers, right? Now, there was a band that was popular. You know what I'm saying? Bye bye baby, baby, goodbye. I can't do the multi because there was more of them than me. Yeah? Shang-a-lang. Oh, who remembers Shang-a-lang? I love it. But no, I really don't understand that. I don't understand fandom anymore. Look, I'm not a fan. I'm a connoisseur. I'm a connoisseur. If somebody says, "Oh, I don't know, Queen of shit," I go, "Yeah, you're probably right." I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to fight you unless they say Hot Space is a great album. Then I will fight you. I will fight you to the death because you're wrong. Look, even I've got my limits, Even I've got my limits, There are standards to be upheld, You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really don't understand the fascination with Stephen Wilson and Porcupine Tree when you could be listening to my music. Damn, if only I'd trying to get a record contract. If Brendan's in, I'll ask him, because he's had stuff published properly. He's like a big muso person. How would you go about it? who would I approach? K-Scope. Yeah, K-Scope. They'd be good, wouldn't it? Another quality product from K-Scope. Pegasus can hear me. That's good. Renee says, sold my Behringer X1204 USB mixer. Who needs I? I don't know. Who needs I? Julian says, and he's from the internet. He's actually from the internet. He's the man from the internet. He must have an office somewhere on the internet. He has a little desk with a little nameplate that says Julian. He's got a rubber stamper which says 404 on it, because whenever any website pages are down, Julian, it's his responsibility to stamp them with 404. Very important man, Julian from the internet. Very important man. We should listen to him because he's the man from the internet. Every week I have to use the full stereo facilities of Studio Lock. The full studio experience. We're going from ear to ear, back to ear again. Oh yeah. He says, what do you think about Wembley 87 Genesis DVD? I still love the show. It was my very first product. Bought it from Genesis as a VHS. Great concert. Oh, I love those days. They're at their peak, isn't it? It's great. And if you'd have told me that Phil Collins would end up in a wheelchair with a tartan blanket over his legs, bashing a tambourine, rather lackadaisical, singing, got to get it the right way. Home by the sea. They're putting me in a home by the sea. If you'd have told me that was going to happen, I'd have said, you're crazy. He's the vivacious one. He's, look at him, he's full of life and possibly cocaine. But no, it wasn't to be. No, it's a good gig. Now, it's an interesting story. It's an interesting story about that. How so? What's the interesting story? Don't forget, if you bought something from me on eBay, do leave a positive feedback. I'm looking at you, Andrew. I'm looking at you. That gig was, what was it? It was filmed on, not Betamax. Imagine if it was filmed on Betamax. It was filmed on a high-resolution digital format, right? But when it came to like moving it onto DVD and whatnot, there weren't any machines left that could play it. So they found themselves. That's why the DVD reissues look so poop, because they couldn't actually get the raw footage. The raw footage was kind of in digital purgatory. It's in a format that is kind of been made redundant, and they couldn't find any machines that worked, and that's a real shame, because it was filmed. I'm gonna have to pull up the Wikipedia page because I can't remember it offhand, because I'm old and stupid. Genesis live at Wembley 87, 1987. I heard that on the radio. It was on the radio. I taped it off the radio. Did you, Darren? Yeah, I did. I taped it off the radio. It was good. It was good. But there's some bits missed out because they were changing the tapes over. Where does it say? Does it tell you what it was? Oh, it doesn't tell you. That's rubbish. Now you'd think Wikipedia. Oh yeah, here you go. It was one of the first concerts ever shot in high definition, and the cameras and lenses had to be flown in from the US and Japan. Yeah, and it was in a format that couldn't be replicated. They couldn't. Yeah. Should have filmed it. Should have filmed it like Peter Gabriel did, and then you could re-release it in the Blu-ray. Andrew says, Stephen Wilson only got famous via Porcupine Tree. Yeah. I remember it back in the day. And again, his association with Marillion and doing some production work for them. And of course, before that, it was No Man. I know them, goes back to No Man, because a certain featured artist played on their Flowermouth album. And I thought, oh, that might be good. It wasn't. And I think this is where my deep-seated dislike of Stephen Wilson came from, because I remember No Man being, oh, they're going to be great and everything. And I thought it was quite mediocre. And I've got to be careful what I say, because Tim Bowness will send He'll send the Norfolk Mafia out to get me. I just find all that all that lot, a little bit, a little bit pony. But there you go. There we go. That was weird. My lips feel weird. I hope I'm not dying on air. It's got pins and needles in my lips. I've never had that. That's a weird feeling. Can you get neuropathy in your lips? Oh, that's weird. Derek says, download Hackett's Tokyo tapes off YouTube. That is piracy. Remember, videotaping and taping is killing films and music. Don't do it. Renee says, who needs one? Who needs one? What do you need? What do you need? Martin says, what's your favourite foreigner song with Ian McDonald? I don't know. I want to know what love is. That's not with Ian McDonald, but I don't know any of their other songs. That's the only song of theirs I like, because they're an American band. And what's that other one then? You're as cold as ice. I don't know the rest. What other ones did they do? Abracadabra. I'm sure they did that one. And Baby was a centerfold. That's the only American music I know, because that's all that was in the chart when I was a kid. We didn't have any American music. It was all British music. Bleep and Booster. God, I do remember them from Blue Peter. It's in the Blue Peter annual. I remember. Dave's in. Big Dave Langdon. Now, there's a name I haven't seen for a long time. If I recall, he's from the other side of the world. He's from New Zealand? Sound about right. Pegasus says, yeah, that's a lot better. Cool. Andrew says 5.1. Well, it's in stereo, but I'll do my best. And it does sound groovy on headphones. Derek says, I like lemon puffs, but can't get them now. And that's good, especially if you've got diabetes. It's probably good. Fasano says, good radio presenter voice. Look out on the partridge. Exactly. It's very. I have a very mellifluous voice, you see. I can do all this. See, this is how I treat YouTube more like radio. That's why I do the coffee time stuff. It's meant to be more like radio, like somebody getting on and just going through the newspapers. But I'm doing it via the Daily Mail website, and I want it to be more like that. If I could, I would accept calls. There's a way of doing it. I looked into doing it. There's like Skype. You can do Skype, and I can divert Skype in, and we can chat. But I thought that would be open to far too much abuse. There'd be too many rock stars phoning in, calling me a cunt. And I thought, I don't mind if they're doing it in their own name, but they'd probably do it anonymously or under a pseudonym, So can't really do that. I need a switchboard or a dump button. Payne says, oh, Dawson's gone. I bought my strap when I had it from Dawson's in Reading. That's why I called it Les. Well, yeah, late last year they went into administration, but they said that they were keeping on their main shop and the website. And that's where I got my Gretsch, because they had this January sale, and I'm always looking at January sales, and it was an offer that I couldn't resist. Literally, I couldn't. It was too dumb an offer to go. And I said to the missus, look at the price, please let me get, please. And she went, oh, go on then. Get it out your system. Thank you. I promise I won't leave it on the floor and you trip over it. And then she tripped over it. But no, I tried to get onto their website today, and it wasn't there. It is gone. Maybe it's come back. Nope, it's gone. And I had a little look around, and somebody said that the main shop is closed and all the staff don't know what's going on. So there hasn't been a formal announcement, but I thought it was a bit sad, really. Russell said Boba Fett was good fun. Was it? Was it good fun? Boring Fett, we called it. Look, you're going to get me started on Boba Fett. They're going to get me started on Boba Fett. Right, Boba Fett. what's the problem with Boba Fett? Well, the problem with Boba Fett is, one, he's a shit character. I've said it, right? You only liked him because he looked cool and mysterious. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's the only reason you like him. And the main problem with Boba Fett is they recreated him. The Mandalorian, when he's introduced in the first series, is he's Boba Fett. He's mysterious. He's a bounty hunter. Nobody knows who he is or where he comes from, and and so they recreate Boba Fett as the Mandalorian, and then they go, "Oh, this is working out well. Why don't we reintroduce Boba Fett?" But then you can't have two mysterious, silent guys. You've got two characters. So they had to retcon, had to turn him into an animal-loving, peacekeeping, Tusken Raider hugging guy who just wants. I just want to get along. Just want to get along. And that's the problem. And I think it didn't help. The best bit's when Mandalorian comes back and Grogu comes back. Those are the best bits, and of course Luke. But it was all right. And also the main issue I had with it was the Back-to tank and the flashback sequence. Wouldn't it have been good if it just started from him crawling out the Sarlacc pit, and we just got all that in, I don't know, 3 episodes without the flashback? Just what happened, how he got here. Imagine him, opens with him sitting on Jabba's throne, and he goes, "It's taken me a long time to get here." And he just looks up, and then it just washes out, and we see him crawling out the Sarlacc pit. Not inside, just him erupting out of the sand, and then it going on from there. And it every week sequentially shows his transformation from that nomad to him getting his armor back to taking Jabba's throne, and then we see his plan. And they could have done that in, I don't know, maybe in 3 episodes, and then we could have picked up Mandalorian again. Could have got all those elements in. But I found that that flashback element very disruptive. I just found it irritated me. The story elements didn't irritate me, but that thing of breaking away and then here's a bit of what's going on, but then we're going to do this massive exposition dump via the Back-to tank. It's like, I didn't care for it. Thought the last couple of episodes were really good. Last 3 episodes, or was it 2 episodes? I can't remember. How many with the Mandalorian was there? Was it 3? I don't know, 2, 3. I can't remember. But I thought those were good. But I never liked Boba Fett anyway, because he captured Han Solo, and Han Solo was my guy. He was my guy. The only way the Book of Boba Fett could have ended perfectly is if Han Solo had stepped out in the shadows and not so fast, and he shot him. And I would have loved that. That's what I wanted to happen. And I horrible. All the Boba Fett fans up in arms. Cyrus says, "I figured, if anything, it's always been a very niche minority that has been following Porcupine Tree since day one. Even less so with how long the hiatus has been and changing music landscape." Yeah, but those people are just kind of hanging on, aren't they, really? I don't really think anyone actually likes Porcupine Tree. I think they just go to the gigs because it's something to do. I think a lot of people, it's because there's no U2 touring, or there's no big bands. You've got to remember, all the massive bands are gone now, and so you haven't got that thriving music scene that you had right up until, crikey, the mid to late 2000s. It kind of died off after them. I mean, crikey, like I said, when Porcupine Tree started, they were up against so many other bands to go and see. Very, 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 very cult, very niche. But again, if you are a fan, good for you. I don't get it. That's it. That's all I've got to say about it. Good for you. Good for you. Derek says, what about Andy settling out of court? Well, that's because we've got the Platinum Jubilee coming up, and the Queen doesn't want any court case. This is why Giffrey put the pressure on now. It was all, look, from both sides, it's all pretty cynical. Giffrey, again, people say, oh, you're not supporting the victim. She's a victim up to a point. There is a reason why they didn't use her in the prosecution case against Maxwell. They didn't use her because her experiences could be deemed as harmful, because she, if you read some of these testimonies and some of these things, she was used to get some of these girls through the door. And again, it was only on Epstein's Island that she wasn't street legal, because if you did fuck her in the UK, she was legal. If you fucked her in New York, she was legal, And, so it's not, oh, Andy's a pedo. He's not. He likes mature women. The pictures are fake. Lady Victoria Hervey has provided the original picture of Giffrey, so you can see where it's come from. And Epstein exploited a lot of people. He also liked to exploit the rich. He created a lovely honeypot where everyone could come, and then he'd get loads of video and photos of them, and then he'd use it against them. Because the Maxwells, do you know who the Maxwells are? You don't, do you? You don't know who the Maxwells are. Robert Maxwell was a bloody, could be a triple agent, right? Back in the day, before he was a media baron. Why do you go into the media? Because media is information. You learn a lot about people, and if you've got media information about people, you can make money out of it. And that's how the Maxwells got rich. And the Maxwell children have all gone into that. They've gone into IT. They've gone into all sorts of technology, which kind of dovetails nicely with Bill Gates and Microsoft and everything. These people like to know lots of information about powerful people so they can change legislation, so they can get things to run how they want it to run. I'm not talking conspiracy theories. I'm talking about actual politics. So this is why Epstein helped Maxwell and Maxwell helped Epstein. Where did Epstein's money come from? That's a good question. Where did the Maxwell pension fund go? That's a good question. Yeah. Why was Ghislaine Maxwell so obsessed with Epstein? Because Epstein had daddy's money. That's why. It's obvious, It's a murky case. And no one in it is innocent, and no one is guilty either, because they're all, it's all, except for Epstein, because he was a kiddie fiddler, convicted kiddie fiddler. But Andy, he's like Jimmy Savile and Michael Jackson, totally innocent. Look, the powerful do things that we would find distasteful, and that's why they're powerful. It's how they get where they're going. All right. And if you want to sit there and judge them and go, ooh, that's fine, but I'll tell you something, you're wasting your fucking time. Why don't you go in the garden and watch the birds sing instead? It's a much better use of your time. Much better use. Oh, pins and needles in my fingers now. That's good. So yeah, I mean, it's murky stuff. But I don't think Andrew's a paedophile. I think he likes the pussy. I mean, that's well evident. You've seen that many times. But he likes them more his age. Again, if you see all the photos of him at Epstein's place, Epstein's gaff in New York, you'll see a multitude of women in their 30s, maybe some touching 40, going in and out and meeting with old Randy Andy, So it's all murky stuff, But I do love it when Giffrey's father comes on and goes harump, 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 and I keep saying, well, where the fuck were you, mate, when you let your daughter jet around the world with a paedophile? There's this very dubious morality. Again, Giffrey got paid very well. She got paid very well with Epstein. He opened a lot of doors for some of those girls, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying how it was and what happened, And again, she got a payoff from Epstein when he was alive, So there was lots of money floating around, you know, and that's how these people get away with these things, because they have lots of money, you know, and they do horrible things. But justice, I don't know. How innocent are the innocent? I do not know. I don't really care, to be quite honest. Garrett says, I did revisit the incident last week and thought the song cycle was pretty cool, but those 4 tracks that followed were not needed. Exactly. Even right after listening to it, I couldn't remember how they go. No, those extraneous tracks, just drop them. I stop with the main bit, and again, it just overheads the pudding. But again, got to fill out the CD. He had a nice little album there, and he says, "Snarky Puppy are amazing." That's nice. Munton says, obviously it's a Meridian's Brave, and Alone Again in the Lap of Luxury stands out. But other than that, the band is not for me, I'm afraid. They're one of those, I guess, had to be their bands. Well, you're American. Andrew says, I like the records I bought from you via eBay. Good. Derek says, I was looking at the DVD at the Albert Hall, but $27.99, bit steep. I don't know what DVD. Gyro Lamb says, what do I think about Russell Brand? What do I think about him? I think he's not as smart as he thinks he is. He used to be entertaining when he was on drugs. I used to like that. You know, when he used to go on about his little winky and everything. It was just... But I don't know, I've got to be in the mood for him, really. He's all right. You know, he's all right, you know. But, you know, like I said, he's... I don't know what he does. He does a lot of YouTube now, doesn't he? He's like the Joe Rogan of YouTube. But yeah. Renee says, I've ordered So with Peter Gabriel. Sounds great. Sure does. I know Steve Miller did Abracadabra. I know he did. It was a joke. God, blimey. Some people. La 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 la. Dum 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 la la ba 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 da ba dum ba 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 da ba da. Do do da 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 da. Garrett says, I just realised another one we haven't seen is Tom Pinks. No, he was in. I'm sure he's been in. Oh, why'd you do this to me? Oh, you got to put a post. You got to do a thing. I'm going to just nick a picture from the internet. That'll do. Yoink. Internet. There we go. That'll do. Bum. Now what? Oh, they want so many listings and so many. Now, what have I done now? Oh, I can't. Oh, well, I know that. Oh, can't send it to America. Okay, fair enough. Right, I can do the pictures later because, you know, just want to get that nice, sweet. Langdon says 3 CDs for So. I think it's the album and the other 2 are live material, I believe. Live material. I think wasn't the Athens gig? That sounds about right. Athens. This is the picture. This is the picture. Sitting by the window, watching the snow fall. Yeah, it's live in Athens, 1987. But of course, I don't like the running order now. They put In Your Eyes at the end. We all know that In Your Eyes opens side 2, and that the album ends with This Is the Picture. This is the picture. This is the picture. This is the picture, which you can hear on Laurie Anderson's second album, because I did a version of it for that. There you go, Mr. Heartbreak. Dave Langdon says, Darren, what would you recommend me listen to next by Laurie Anderson after Big Science? That was convenient, wasn't it? I hadn't seen that comment. Gee, well, really, you should do it chronologically speaking and go for Mr. Heartbreak. It's completely, utterly different from Big Science. But it does, it was my introduction to the wacky guitar antics of Mr. Adrian Belew. Yeah. So try that one. Again, do them chronologically. I'll always recommend that, unless you're on a limited budget. But no, I'd always do it. If you're interested in the artist, really interested in the artist and how they develop, then always, my boy, go chronologically speaking. But because it's you, Dave, because you're my mate, because it's just me and you, and I ain't seen you for a long time, I will do a very quick primer. Did I do a Laurie Anderson primer? Probably not. Anyway, Big Science, Essential, Mr. Heartbreak. I don't think it's going to be to everybody's tastes. It is very esoteric. But you might be better off getting the Home of the Brave soundtrack, because some of it appears on that. That's the live concert, which is very, very good. Very, very, very good. Oh, that bird's tweeting again. He's absolutely chucking it down out there in the rain. Every night at about midnight, a bird sings in the bush or the tree outside our window, and it's beginning to get to me somewhat. Strange Angels is a good one, released in '89. I quite like it. There's a lot of people on it. There's an awful lot of people on it, but definitely worth checking out. The Roaches are on it as well, and Meatloaf. Can you believe it? When she phoned him up and asked him if he wanted to be on her album, he got over there like a bat out of hell. And Bobby McFerrin. There you go. And Tony Levin. Never heard of him. Oh dear. Oh, Lindsay as well. Blimey. I've been hearing these people. Bright Red. Again, that's another one. It's all right. You've got Eno producing. It's a bit of an odd one. Definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm just because I'm looking at the track listing of it. Again, it's one of those albums that I know because I used to listen to a lot on the tube, on my headphones, because this was out in '94, and but I don't know it. I don't know any of the titles of the songs. Oh God, I'm terrible like that. I'll know an album, but you say, "What about that?" And I go, "I don't know the name of the song." But it's good. Lou Reed appears on that one, and Adrian Belew again. So it's a dark album, if I remember. It's quite a dark record. Life on a String, which I think is brilliant. I love that one a lot. It was out August 21st, 2001. And I think it's a really good record. And it does bring in some of the pieces that she wrote for Moby Dick, which I really, really wish she'd release that as an album, you know. And it's so prescient because it's about New York City and it's about life and death. And like I say, released August 21st, 2001, and then you had the September 11th attacks shortly after, and we saw her. I was lucky, and I don't use the word lucky very often, but I was lucky to catch her at the Barbican. No, not at the Barbican, at the Royal Festival Hall. And we had a box, and it was the gig. It's what the live album was kind of based on. If you get the live album from that period, it's that set list. And it was very subdued because of what had happened. That would have been around the November of 2001. And when she did Oh Superman, again, it took on new meaning. You know, Here Come the Planes. They're American planes. It's just like a dagger of ice goes through you. You know? And I really like that record a lot. I think it's a beautiful record. It really is. It's her most human of records. So yeah. And then you've got Homeland. Homeland was released in 2010, and I didn't really get it. Or maybe I need to listen to that one again. It's quite prescient, especially the song Only an Expert. Only an Expert is just so... I think, again, the problem with that record is I think it was so ahead of its game. It was just so ahead of itself because, you know, well, just go and listen to Only an Expert and you'll go, oh my goodness, you know. But I didn't really get it. I don't really get it. Maybe I need to listen to it again. Maybe I'll get it off the shelf and listen to that one. But I think I just loved Life on the String too much, you know. Again, hearing that record and loving it, and then seeing the live again. She didn't do many live gigs, proper gigs, music gigs. She just spoken word, and I've seen a couple of her spoken word things. But yeah, that was something. Anyway, hopefully that's helped. It was a bit lackluster, wasn't it? Really, I was a bit all over the place. then. Gyroland says, The Instant isn't bad. Time Flies by Porcupine Tree from Anderson is a good song. Too long though. Well, he nicks the riff from Dogs, doesn't he? From Pink Floyd. You've got to be crazy. Derek says, Sky Glass has 6.1 surround sound. Yeah, I was debating to get one of those things, but, you know, Cyrus says, what would you do if Stephen Wilson joined that band? I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know? They've already done it. They got Jacko Jack shit to join the band, and that was worse. I'd rather Stephen Wilson be in the band, to be honest. But they got Jack shit in the band instead. Oh God. Yeah, what's the joke? How do you join King Crimson? You marry the drummer's daughter. They're not together now anymore, I don't think. Rob says, any thoughts on Randy Andy settling his legal trouble with the big check? Yeah, it was either that or have a big court case dragging out into the summer and the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and I imagine Charles. There was a phone call from Charles to Andrew, and he said, "Mother says settle," and the phone goes dead. That's it. That's the only communication. Because he's an embarrassment. He's embarrassed the royal family with his dubious associations. Again, there would have been people in his entourage who'd have said, Epstein, no. But he was a very rich man. And Andrew likes the company of rich people because he likes money and he likes influence. They all do. That's why they hang about together. That's why they hang around with princes and kings. They don't hang around with the milkmen. Not unless they really like milk, unless they really like gold top. You don't get millionaires hanging around with milkmen. They like other rich and influential people, because if you have rich and influential people around you, they get you access to other rich and influential people. It's a network of networks. It's a continual network of money and influence. And that's how it works. That's why us normal folk, we sit here and just worry about the bills, and they're, jetting around the world, Epstein was a clever guy, and a lot of what he did, I think, was planned by the Maxwells. Again, I think he was an agent of the Maxwells. One day it'll all come out, and none of them will be innocent, and they'll all be as guilty. And it's what goes on. We're not to know about it. It's none of our business, even though probably the decisions they make affect our lives in the long run. But life is short. Be happy, love, live, and laugh. That's all you can do. I know it sounds like a fucking motivational poster, but if you're going to worry about what princes and millionaires get up to, they're not thinking about you. They couldn't give a fuck about you unless they want to fuck your daughter. But then you shouldn't be letting your daughter hang around with millionaires and princes, should you? You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about anything, because you're going to be dead soon, right? And this is all a fucking distraction and annoyance from you living the best life you can lead. All of it is. Just walk around with your fingers in your ears like that. You'll feel a lot better for it, I've got a problem. I like the news. I like the news. I find the news amusing. It amuses me. It's like a soap opera, but I don't care about any of it. I'm not invested. I do not give a fuck, because there's no point in giving a fuck about any of this stuff, because it's not real. It doesn't affect your life. And even if it does affect your life, there's fuck all you can do about it. What are you going to do? Form your own political party, get into Parliament and change the laws? Yeah, good luck with that. It's an old boys club anyway, whether you're left, right, whatever. So don't worry about it. I used to worry about it, and it used to get to me. But then things happened in my life, like a car hit in a shop, and your mind opens and you go, I am being stupid. Just watch it like it's a soap opera. Let it amuse you. Let it tickle you. Take the piss out of it. Like I do with the coffee time, Very few things annoy me, Very few things make me angry. Well, except like the murder of children and women and stuff, like what the Met Police did, Those things make me angry. But what can we do? When you get rid of the cause of all this, they lose their rag. So, Oh boy. Cyrus says, no spoilers on Boba Fett. Han Solo comes up at the end and shoots him. It's shocking, it is. They de-age Harrison Ford. It's quite amazing. Grant says, hi Darren, hope you're having a stress-free week. Always am. We can drink, can't we? My stresses are fine. Look, life's just tickety-boo. Life is brilliant, he said. My stresses come from within because of my illness now. Kids went to the dentist on Saturday. NHS, fantastic. Just fantastic. We actually got them in to see an NHS dentist, which was amazing. But I don't have any. It's only bills, isn't it? Those are the only stresses. But what can you do? Anyways, this week listen to very early OMD. I don't know, OMD have always been interesting, even when they went pop. They were good. Langdon says, I'd agree about Boba Fett. It seems Disney just dragging out what they came from the films. I only have a fondness for the character since the actor's a Kiwi. Yeah, but look, no disrespect to Tamir Morrison, but wouldn't it have been better if they've got the actor who played his son to play Boba Fett? Because he would have been about the right age now. He's probably about 35, 40-ish, isn't he? Because he was in Attack of the Clones, the little kid actor. Instead, you have a 60-year-old man, flailing around with his paunch showing. I mean, again, that's not having to go at him, because the actress who plays, what's her name, Fennec Shand? She's 58. Bloody hell, So I've got not old people, but I think he looked a bit comedic, in his bulging Boba Fett Mandalorian armor. So I thought maybe if they'd have actually cast the guy who was his son in a Clones to be Boba Fett this time round, I think it would have been a much better proposition. But he aged. The Sarlacc pit aged him a lot, So I have a few issues with it, But I like the Mandalorian. I think the Mandalorian show was really good, and they expanded the universe, and you got to learn more about the Mandalorians and all their mythos, and that was interesting. We've got Obi-Wan out. When is it? Is it May? I know we've got Moon Knight at the end of March. Maybe it's May, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But you've got Obi-Wan. And I can imagine there's going to be quite a few flashbacks in that, with him sitting, staring into the fire when he's on Tatooine, going, I remember Anakin. Flashback to Anakin, because Hayden Christensen's back. He's doggedly growing his little rat tail ponytail thing that he's got. He's desperately trying to grow it back for the show. Munton says, could you review Real World's Records Arcane? I could, but no one would watch it. Derek says, which Star Wars character is worrying, panicking Skywalker? Derek, you're not making any sense. Tony says, love the show, but when are you going to address the testimony and fate of... love the show, but when are you going to address the... I don't know what that is. Who? Testimony and fate of... Who? I'm going to have to... What is that? What the hell are you talking about? Altian Charles. What does he do? Is he alive? What is it? An album? Testimony and Fate of Altian Charles. What? What did he do? Who is Altian Charles? He was in the X Factor. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Alex says, evening. Tony B says, please don't swear, the kids are listening. Oh, fucking hell. Fancy me fucking swearing like a cunt. I'm ever so sorry. I hope you don't think I'm an ignorant bastard. I can be a bit of an arsehole, so please forgive my effing and jeffing. I promise I won't fucking do it again. All right. Well, that was close. I was worried then. The kids might have heard. Don't worry, we'll bleep this all out later. We'll bleep it all out later. Tony says, can you please use evidence when you make wild claims? Oh, bye-bye, Tony. You're getting boring. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And with that, Tony is gone. The B obviously standing for bastard. He's gone. He's gone now. He's gone. John Wilkes says, where's the 20 million come from to pay from the girl off from Andrea Bruce? Well, I reckon it's 7.9, and he sold his ski lodge. He loved that ski lodge. He loved it. But there you go. John Wilkes says, any Tim Bonus fans in? No, because nobody likes Tim Bonus. Only Tim Bonus. Oh, shit. Look, he sent me an album to review, Tim Bonus, one of his albums, and I reviewed it. And then he said to me, I didn't really want you to review it. I wanted you to, it's the MP3. And it didn't really help, did it, really? It didn't really help. And says, I've not heard of Snarky Puppy. I've heard of Skinny Puppy. Derek says, at the Albert Hall. Okay, Derek. Andrew says, who likes propaganda? They have a new album coming out in May, like their early stuff on ZTT. I'm familiar with their work, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan. They had a hit, didn't they? Alex says, favourite Yes solo album? Masterstrokes by Bill Bruford. Paul Redden says, "What's wrong with Tony B? I wouldn't say you're a pretty good friend of mine tonight. I'm always loving your work." Well, Tony B is an arsehole because what does he say? Don't swear. Like, he obviously stop being aggressive. I'm not being aggressive. Anyway, he's gone now. So, bye. Tony B is a troll. He is gone. I won't worry about Tony B. The thing is, it was good. It was good when I used to have moderators, but I don't have the influence like I used to. See? I'm not the big dick swinging, 20,000 subs like I used to have. Now doing 3,500 subs. Not that it makes any fucking difference. Fucking shit, fucking bollocks, shit, cunt, piss, wanker. Just in case Tony's still watching. So I used to have people keep an eye on for losers like Tony B. The soccer count. So that's what we get. People are stupid. They think they come here and annoy me. They just get blocked. They don't annoy me. Oh, you can't say this. You can't make these wild claims. It's all speculation. Nobody really knows what went on because only Epstein, and he's dead. And Maxwell ain't talking, and neither's Andrew. So we have to join the dots. Just go and look up Epstein, right? Epstein had no money. And then all of a sudden, he had an awful lot of money and no one knows where it came from. Just follow the money. Follow the money. Derek, have you heard the Tony Banks album about 9/11? Tony Banks album? Are you sure? Tony K album, you mean? We did speak about that. I decline from commenting on it because, I'm just declining. What did I say? I'm pleading the fifth. I think they say in America, isn't it? Pleading the fifth. Renee says, "It's 1 o'clock already. I'm going in, Darren. Thanks for the chat. Tomorrow we'll be listening to the rest." Oh yeah, crikey, it's gone midnight, isn't it? Alex says, "Let it be original or naked. Naked for me. I always hated the long and winding road." Oh, he's talking about the Beatles. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Jack Berry says, "Hi Darren. Do you have a favourite Gilmore solo album?" No, the shortest one. As a solo artist, I find him incredibly boring. I think the first one he did was kind of all right, but I'd be hard pressed to remember anything from it. At least with Roger Waters' solo material, I can remember it, even though I don't always like it or get it. Derek says, and Sylvain got a great review in Prog Magazine Live with Hackett. Well, they would do, wouldn't they? Art says, late night. Late night, exactly. We're late night. We're late and dangerous. In your ear holes, there may be some swearing, so please send the children out of the room. I'm very liable to sometimes veer into the seas of profanity. I can't help myself because I'm a very poor, feeble-minded man who sometimes gets excited. I get excited. Sometimes I F. And sometimes I might even Jeff. Because I'm a man. I'm a real man who likes to F and Jeff and Jeff and F. That's what I do. That's what I do. So if you like Tony B, those kids, probably not your kids, you probably enticed them in a van with puppies. Didn't it, Tony B? I know your sort. You're Jimmy Savile fan club, isn't it? I know your sort. You can untie them now and let them go. Ha, ha, ha. Alex says, Milkman is still around. I haven't seen a Milkman float in over 15 years. They were doing it during the COVID times. Oh, big money. Big money in the milk trade during the times of the COVIDs. Jack Berry says, Obi-Wan is in May. Good. Garrett says, what do you think of doing a bad cover version of Man in Black? What? Here comes the Man in Black. That one. Do, 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 do. Here comes the Man in Black. It's good, that one, isn't it? Will Smith. Gonna dance with me. Gonna do 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 do. I'm a dancing man. La 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 la. Alex says, oh my days, I've just got it. Panicking rhymes with Anakin. I thought it was autocorrect. I thought autocorrect had changed Anakin to panicking. And says, why was Tony B kicked? Because he's an idiot. It's not Tony Banks, Cyrus. It wasn't Tony Banks. Look, I have my reasons. Because he told me not to swear. To which I say, fuck that. Fuck it. I'm allowed to swear. This is my domain. Only YouTube can stop me now. Only YouTube can judge me. Answers, John Anderson from the Vault Stuff coming out. Hey, I like John. Oh, what is he doing on his Patreon? I mean, crikey, the Vault Stuff. I remember, oh God, was it Voice Print? Or one of those lot, back in the day. Released a big box of his, but I never bought into it because it was expensive. It was expensive. I was only interested for the ABWH second album demos, and I think you had to buy the whole box to get that CD. Was it called something like Flying the Flags or something? And I thought, well, I'm not buying a whole box just for that. So I don't need like 20 albums of him going, oh, dance to the sun. You know, I don't need 20 albums of that, you know. So, yeah. Was Epstein murdered or did he hang himself? Murdered. Like McAfee, he was murdered too. Monk says, I begin university tomorrow. Well, good luck with that. Try and, get laid. That's what university is about, I believe. Grant says, love coffee time. Press the like 1,000 times if I could. Oh, thanks, Grant. You're too kind. Andrew says, good luck with your course at uni. Oh, thank you. That was many years ago. Oh, he talked to Garrett. I thought he was talking to me then. And says, please don't talk that close to the mic. It's proper annoying. I'm ever so sorry. I promise I won't do it again. I will not get this close to the microphone. What if I get this close? What if I touch it? What if I touch it with my nose? What if I do that? It's like ASMR. It's like ASMR. Imagine I'm whispering in your ear. Imagine that. Am I making you horny? Imagine that. Imagine my warm breath on the back of your neck as you unbutton your shirt and you relax. And I won't say that. That's a bit rude. Anyway, Paul Redden says, Darren Lock versus Howard Stern. Easy. Well, some say I'm the Howard Stern of Prague, whatever that means. And says, some of us on headphones. That's the point. That's the point, and I'm getting in your head, mate. I make you feel uncomfortable. This is an experience of all the senses. All the senses. Now, you're probably feeling a little bit aroused, a little bit confused, you're questioning your sexuality. That's fine. That's fine. Everyone's accepted it, except Lenin Luna. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Garrett says, I'm referring to Johnny Cash's Man in Black. I know. I'll do Ring of Fire. And says, I'm a voice print. I think Rick Wakeman owned it. Yeah. There was also Blueprint as well, was part of the same thing, wasn't it? Munton says, we have written the Canadian band Crash Test Dummies. Yeah, they're good. Someone gifted me their first album, which I really dug back in the day. Brad, what's his name? With the deep voice. Once there was a bird. And T.S. Eliot. I need to dig a hole to get that deep. No, I like them. They were good. Their first album. No, sorry, it's not their first album. It's their second album, isn't it? It was good. It's their second album. Well, Jerry Harrison produced their second album. That's why I kind of got into it. They were all over MTV back in the day. Derek says, featured artist and toy Spaceport video, C's good, not. Don't watch them, sorry. Art says, anyone know Rush 40th Museum Picture Super Deluxe price? It should take out a loan. I saw it was saying like $400. I don't know what that is in English money. 350 quid, maybe? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's on Amazon. Amazon, Rush, Moving Pictures. No, I haven't got it. I think I've woken up my daughter. I think I'm in trouble. Rush. Deluxe edition. Yeah, it says $299. So 250 quid, maybe? There's no... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sound of Vinyl have got... You can get the vinyl edition for 30 quid. Why don't they do anything in England? England, God damn it. England. England. Everybody loves their Rush. Rush, 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 rush. Rush, 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 rush. Everybody loves the Rush. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, says mono mix. Who knows? Vasari says, who killed Epstein and McAfee? We'll never know. Well, McAfee owned an apartment in Florida, and apparently there was a safe in it that had all the information, and there was an apartment in Florida, apartment complex, that collapsed. I don't know if you remember that. And some say that McAfee's apartment was in that complex that collapsed. Know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Garrett says, what other country artists besides Johnny Cash do you consider fairly prog? Well, Glenn Campbell, Wichita Lineman. It's probably one of the most prog things ever. Derek says, have you watched any of the urban myth stories on Sky Arts? They've been out a while. I do believe I did. I did. Munton says, the singer from Crash Test Dummies, Brad Roberts. The second album's called God Shuffled His Feet. That's the album I'm talking about. That was the big album. That was the one that they went international. That's one with on and Afternoons and Coffee Spoons. I had to think about that one. And then there was the one that they covered, the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, which was better than the XD Steve version. So there you go. That was fun. Favourite albums from the 30s to the 50s. I'm not that fucking old. How dare you, sir? Andrew says, love Glenn Campbell. Who doesn't? My biggest regret was not seeing him. He did a show at the Royal Festival Hall, and it was like his farewell tour. And I was debating whether to go, but I'm not the greatest Glenn Campbell fan, apart from, Rhinestone Cowboy. My granddad loved that song. We'd whistle it, and we used to sing it together. And of course, Wichita Lineman, which I loved. But and I was thinking, should I go? It might be a good gig. And the tickets weren't that expensive, but I think it sold out like that. And that was the last tour he did, because he was ill, unfortunately, and he died. And I kind of regret not going to see that one, but I think it could have been a good gig. There you go. Martin says, my band covered Wichita Lineman on January 31st. Wonderful track, thanks to Jimmy Webb. Martin says, we also cover Glenn Campbell's Try Little Kindness. Cyrus is older than time itself, Art. Munton says, oh yeah, wasn't there a version of Peter Pumpkinhead featured in a Dumb and Dumber? Sounds about right. Dumb and Dumber. Those were the days. Those were the days. Do, 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 do. Mutton says, there weren't any albums in the 30s. LPs were really big until the mid-40s. Used to get them, though. I remember, oh God, I don't know how I came across it. I think it might have been a relative of the missus died, and they were clearing out their stuff. I think it was that. And they had these 78s. It was like a classical music collection. And they was all in this big binder, kind of faux leather bound thing, and they're all 78s. And at that time I didn't have a 78 player, so I think we threw them in the bin. I don't know. I don't remember what we did with them. I might have sold them on eBay or something. I don't think I'd have thrown them in the bin. But yeah, it's a big classical thingy. Glossop says, do you master your music? I don't know. Do you think it sounds mastered, or do you think it just sounds slapped together? Mastering is, it's a bit of snake oil. It all comes from the ears. The ears. So I just dropped connection for a moment there. That was weird, wasn't it? No, mastering is just, it's just getting a good mix and then putting it down. I don't really think about it because the digital audio workstation affords us so many wonderful plugins. I have a plugin that does all the mastering for me in the signal chain on the output, and I've got it set to a certain setting that I've tweaked over the years, which I think brings everything together and makes it sound, how I want it to sound. And it just sits there and it does its business. And that's mastering. I thank you. That's it. Garrett says, people like Bing Crosby and Burl Ives were probably some of the first to have full-length albums. Cyrus says, I'm in the 27 Club. Ooh. Mark Matt says, hey, I dig old stuff. ELO. Oh, fucking hell, Art. You do know that I'm going to have to ban you now because you mentioned ELO. We do have a strict no ELO policy here. No ELO. Mr. fucking Blue Sky? Didn't you learn anything? Have you not been paying attention, my friend? I'll let you off this time. But never again. Never again. Mutton says, only last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, that's right. Alex Plex says, what do you think of Radiohead? Does nobody watch the videos? I fucking reviewed their entire back catalogue. Jesus H. Christ. Oh, right. What do I think of fucking Radiohead? How do I answer that without being incredibly fucking rude? Oh my goodness. Why is that in my suggestions? That's just filth. Good job the missus isn't here. Should give me a slap. Where are me playlists? Wait there, little un, and I'll find you my Radiohead playlist. Radiohead playlist. Here it is. Oh, shut up, Darren. Shut up. Don't say anything. Here you go. This is a playlist to all the Radioheads in all the world. All the world. Garrett says, are there any classical composers that have influenced you to write and play music the same way that people like Michael Brook and Anthony Phillips have? No. 16 RPM, yes, right. I remember that on the old radiogram we had. Steve says, thanks for that. I'm just interested in how people create their music. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I use something called, what do I use? I can't remember the name of it now. T-Rax by IK Multimedia. and I've used it for fuck knows 20 years. I found it, can't remember how I found it. It was a long time ago, and it just made things sound the way I wanted them to sound. It kind of got everything nice and punchy, and it got everything just right. And over the years, I've just tweaked the settings. You get my own preset saved, and I've just tweaked it, and I put it at the end of the signal chain, so the output. And I've also they also do some tape emulation things, which are just add a little bit of warmth, and also sometimes brings the mix a little bit more cohesion to the mix. So if you've got something that sounds a little bit digital, you can just make it sound a little bit tapey, not too much. And that's what I use. And the rest of it is all just mixing. I spend more time mixing what I do than actually adjusting EQ. And EQ is the is the Swiss Army knife of mixing. EQ is probably the most important thing you can use, and it's getting an idea of frequencies and learning how frequencies meld together, and how some things you need to scale back down the deep end, and you can push up this end, and just getting everything. It's like a little jigsaw, getting everything just to sit nicely in the mix, and then and that just takes years and years of listening. And again, some people probably wouldn't like the way I do things, because I have my way. I have my way of doing things, but I've mixed stuff for other people, and I guess I don't know. I've been met with indifference, But I like what my stuff sounds like, and that's really the important thing. Hopefully, it's been helpful. Andrew says, Darren, what do you think of UHQR records? Are they worth getting? No, probably not. Martin says, I just checked. The first 12-inch record was issued a recording of the Mendelssohn Concerto in E minor by the New York Philharmonic in September of 1948. Good for you. Art says, sorry, Darren, naughty corner, 10 minutes. You're all right, I'll let you off. You seem like a nice boy. Paul says, what's the next Zappa album on your wish list? I've been trying to get a decent copy of Chunga's Revenge for a while. I kind of got a bit cold, really, because I don't know. I've kind of drifted off I'm not in a Zappa zone at the moment. I drifted out in the Zappa zone. There's a lot of what he does, and it's all right. I don't feel like I respect his work ethic more than anything else. Some of it I like, some of it I don't care for. It's American. I have a bit of a hard time with it, because it's American. I don't understand it. I don't know what he means. He speaks in American, man. What's that all about? Munton says, Darren, I'm now thinking Crash Test Dummies might be good for album review, since that's a good area for some of the more alternative stuff to be reviewed, like when you covered Radiohead or Blur. Yeah, but only know one of their albums. That's not true. Let me pull up what I've got in the old archive. What are they called again? Crash Test. Oh no, I've only got one of their albums. I thought I had more. I thought I had more of their albums than that. Now I'm sure I had more of their albums than that. I even bought Afternoons and Coffee Spoons on CD back in the day. Both parts of it, CD 1 and 2. Those were the days. Those were the days. Martin says, what my top 3 Nick Drake songs? Oh, fucking hell, man. Why you do this to me? Oh, I'll have to pull up the bloody albums now. Nick Drake. Nick Drake. Nicky Drakey Wake. Nick Drake. Oh, God, it's going to be hard. I know my top one is Northern Sky. Right? That's easy. That's my top one. But I also like, because I like Brighter Later a lot. I like it a lot. And I like, that one, Is it Hazy Jane 2? Or is it the China City Clock? I can't remember which one's which. I'm rubbish at that one. But I also love Pink Moon. So it'll probably be Northern Sky, Hazy Jane 2, and Pink Moon. But that's really not fair. That's really not fair. Pink, 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 pink moon. That's my Nick Drake impression. That's all I can do, I'm afraid. Martin says, what my favourite is Frank Zappa songs. Oh, it's easy. Peaches and Regalia is obviously number one. Number two, oh God. I've got to get the bloody titles up because I'll get them wrong and you'll go, oh, you said it wrong. Where's the albums? Oh no, there's too many albums. There's too many albums. I can't find his discography. Wait a minute. And then it's oh God, it's a toss up between Absolutely Free and Let's Make the Water Turn Black. So those three are probably not the answer you wanted. Sorry, that's not the answer you required. This is 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 not the answer you required. Please insert another dime. Please insert another dime and make your alternative selection. Steve says, yes, it is helpful, thank you. I like your attitude. You just get on with it and create. Your body of work is a testament to that. Well, that's like Zappa. I'm not saying I'm Zappa, but that's what I admire in him. I admire musicians who make music. I don't admire musicians who don't make music, if that makes sense. I'm in a bit of a down period at the moment. I've not really been recording much because you got to have a rest. There was a year when I didn't play guitar. It was about a year, I think it was. I mean, there was a couple of years when I was working, I didn't play guitar. But, you know, I've been consistently plugging away at it for too long. I've got folders full of crap that's finished that I haven't done anything with yet. You know, but, excuse me. But, you know, it's just a matter of doing it. And, you know, it's like having ideas and things and doing the things and having the ideas and doing the things and the things and the ideas. But you've got to keep at it, haven't you, really? You know. But anyway, I'm glad you think it's cool. You know? But I like it that everyone can. You know, I like the it's a big word. Democratization. Make sure I've got the right teeth in. Wait a minute. I like the democratization of the music, you see. I like it that everyone can play. And I've always said if everyone learnt an instrument, you wouldn't fucking be idolising Steve fucking Wilson. Or the featured artist, for that matter. You know, you'd be going, hey, I can see what they're doing. I understand it, you know. And, you know, my back. My back's giving me jip. I need a small Japanese woman to walk over my spine. Anyone out there? Any small Japanese women want to come and walk over my spine for a bit? Anyone? But yeah, just, you know, you got to just get on with it. But if, you know, I try and help the best I can. But, you know, I feel a bit aggrieved because nobody was there to tell me what to do. I've had to do all this trial and error, find out my own way. You know what I'm saying? I should charge for this. Andrew says, I love Northern Sky by Nick Drake. So do I. Derek Howard says, got to be up early, go to the hospital for a weekly dressing change. Well, good luck with the feet, you know. You know. I'm still trying to get my catchphrase, you know. You expect me to do the live stream with my feet? You know, I'm trying to get that in. I want people to, you know, like, good game. Nice to see you nice. You know, oh, you lucky people. You know, oh, it's nearly an armful. I want it to be my new catchphrase. Aunt says, my favourites are Time of No Reply, Riverman, and Chimes of a City Clock. Yeah, there we go. We kind of, you know, kind of get it there. Munton says, Nick Drake doesn't have a bad song, does he? If you want to pick 2 more. No, I'm not going to do that. You would have asked for 3. I'm giving you 3. Might as well rank all these songs in the video because he doesn't have a whole lot. Well, I don't like ranking. It's just, you know, I have my favourites, and, you know, I like, again, the first album's okay. I wouldn't say it's my favourite. I really like that second album. I think that's just perfection. I really do. I really like the second album. You know, and I think the third album is just so sad it breaks me up, you know. It's just sad. It's someone falling to pieces. It's the goodbye. It's, you know, it just makes me sad. It's only like half an hour long or whatever it is, you know, so, but that's enough. You wouldn't want any more of it, you know, because it's just so sad. You know? It doesn't make me feel sad. I just think it's sad. Art says, best music mag. I flipped my lid over the first Kerrangs, downhill ever since. Well, I used to be a big fan of Q back in the day. Garrett says, do you think Nick Drake would be regarded the same well-known, remain somewhat obscure if he was alive today? Oh, God, if he was alive, I don't think he'd be known at all. I think you've got to, you know, you got to die. That sounds terrible. You got to die. You know, because he was almost a member of the 27 Club, when he was 26 when he died. You know. But, you know, he couldn't get arrested. I mean, it's like, you know, Genesis shared a couple of dates with Nick Drake. Yeah. So, but they never talk. They were all too shy to talk to each other. So it's a bit fun, isn't it? Derek says, I downloaded Zappa's albums from Pirate Bay, over 180 albums. Well, that's naughty, Derek. They're going to come and get you, and they're going to put you in pirate prison. They're going to make you walk the gangplank. They are. It's not going to be nice. Munton says, can you grab one of your guitars and impersonate Derek Bailey's playing? Only very quietly. Very quietly, wait a minute. Let me do it with this one. Oh, let me do it with this one. That should do it. That's almost as good as Neil Innes' solo in Canyons of Your Mind by the Bonzos. Check that one out. That was actually voted best guitar solo of the year of its release on one of the music mags. Yes, indeed. Garrett says, another record that would be great for prog reviews, Henry Cow's Legend. Yeah, Legend, I know that one. I ain't gonna die just yet. Cyrus says, there are some people who say Nick Drake would have benefited from social media exposure. No, he wouldn't. He'd have died on his arse. He would not have existed today. This is the thing. You know, it's like, what's his name? Dave Evans. An amazing guitarist, but nobody knows him except me and you. One where I shredded my guitar. One where I embarrassed myself. I do that every week. But no, I don't think he would have done any good. You know? Hours is off. Anyway, have a good day. Try not to lose your feet, all right? And yeah, we'll do this. I guess, what time is it? Oh, crikey, that time. I better be off myself, actually. Do I still have the Dave Evans CD? I don't. I kind of regret selling it. I kind of regret it. But I ripped it. Stage Fright's just an amazing, amazing track. And he died. He died last year, Dave Evans. Very sad. But he was really old. He was a lot older than I realised. Really old. Tom Pinks, here he is. Hey Darren, been a while since I've caught one of these shitty time zone things. Hope I'm doing fine. Garrett was just mentioning you. He was worried about you. So his thoughts on the controversy with Spotify. There is no controversy with Spotify. This is not the Spotify you're looking for. What is the controversy? What, Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan's not controversial. It's just we have... Oh, God. Don't make me go there. Joe Rogan is an agent provocateur. He likes to get controversial people on his Spotify so that people listen to his Spotify, to his podcast. He's always done it, And when he was on YouTube, no one gave a fuck. But now he's on Spotify and got $100 million. Everyone cares, If you get your medical advice from Joe Rogan, you're an idiot. Even Joe Rogan tells you that, I don't have a problem with the guy. I've only, like I said, I'm not the biggest Joe Rogan fan. I've watched a few of his things, mainly musicians and comedians. I'm not on the alien spotted people because I find them hilarious, And he took us into a hangar and it was floating off the air and it looked like a giant silver flying saucer. And I touched it and it was completely frictionless. I love all that stuff. It's hilarious. But, I don't watch a lot of the political stuff or the COVID thing. Why would I? I'm not that invested in it. And we live in a culture now where everything's got to be shut down. I don't like what you're saying. Deplatform. Everything's that. Let the people decide, Unless he's actually calling for people to, go out on the streets and, hurt people of a different colour or creed or sexuality or whatnot, then there's a problem. But there's none of that going on. A lot of it is just fucking. He's like P.T. Barnum. He's just a showman. He's just getting people in the door. And I don't think people understand what entertainment is. Again, I showed the picture of the old granny with the gun on Coffee Time the other day. I had some people, again, I think it was a guy with 2 soccer cans going, you know where that came from, and going on about this, fascist wing of the Ukrainian secret nationalist whatever. And it's like, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is there's an old lady with a machine gun. That's the point of the story, I'm not here to point out, there are fascists in Ukraine. There's fascists everywhere. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, look, they've armed a little old lady with a Kalashnikov. That's funny. That makes me laugh. But people don't get entertainment. They always want to be fucking worthy. Everyone's got to be, look at me, I'm so worthy. Oh, look, I'm not a racist. I'm not a sexist. I'm not a homophobe. Oh, I'm so worthy. Well, look, take it as given, I take people where I find them. I don't have to fucking prove how fucking worthy I am. How boring is that? But everyone's on this fucking quest to be more worthy than the next man. And it's because they've got no identity. They've got no sense of self, And it's just, they're boring, horrible people, And it's like, for them, it's a hobby just to try and get people kicked off platforms. It's turned into a sport, And that's great if you want to live in that world. If you're just one step away from the Stasi, if you want to, go back to the days of the Russian, secret police and things like that, that's great. I don't. And I'm a fucking left winger. This is the thing. But I do believe in free speech. I believe that people should say whatever they want, no matter how disgusting it is, and they should, if it's against the law, it's against the law. But then the law is being used against people now, and I have real problems, especially up in Scotland. I have real problems with the way that they're interpreting the law and how, someone said something offensive, we better arrest them. It's like, really? Really? We're going back to the old days where, you could be arrested for wearing an offensive slogan on a T-shirt, they'd ask you to remove your T-shirt or take you away in the Black Mariah. That's just really, really outraging public decency. And I think we've all got moral limits and things like that, but I think everyone's just so obsessed with being fucking worthy when we live in one of the most disgusting, immoral times of our species. That's what gets me. There's no sense of morality. There's a new morality, and the new morality has no morality whatsoever. It's kind of swallowed itself. It's swallowed itself. Steve says, that's a good point about your advice and the general entertainment you provide being recompensed. I will send you gratuity. I'm new to this channel and I enjoy your content. Oh, don't worry. Look, again, I always joke about you tight bastards. Look, I wish I had rich followers who treated me well. But if you haven't got the money, and as I say this to everyone who's listening, if you need the money more than me, keep it for yourself. If you've got a little bit of spare cash and you find this useful, or I've helped you through a rough time or whatever, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to get you through the dark moments and make, hopefully, if you're feeling alone, you don't feel so alone, or you just need cheering up. That's what I'm here for. I don't do this for money, because this doesn't make me money. Me talking to you isn't popular. Pink Floyd's popular. Slagging off Porcupine Tree, or Jethro Tull is popular. And I could, if I wanted, play the algorithm by being controversial all the fucking time. But that's not what I am. The whole point of doing this is to talk about the music I love. But when I do that, nobody watches the videos, because thanks YouTube. But I get a little bit of money from this, and that's fine. That's it. And I'm grateful for that, So I know I'm not going to make it on YouTube. I'd like a little bit more. I'd like a little bit more traction, but not a great deal. I look at some other music reviews, and I think, because people say, and I go, why would I watch them? I'm entertaining. Look, I'm fucking gorgeous, for fuck's sake. Look. Look at me. Fucking beefcake. But like I say, no YouTube pussy for Darren. It's all you men. But look, like I say, if you enjoy it, good. That's great. That's all I want. I want everyone to have a good time all the time. Where are we? Cyrus says, I was referring to the reports on Spotify doesn't pay its artists well enough. Oh, sorry. Well, look, if you're an artist and you're not making any money from your music, maybe you should retrain. From about 1960 to late 1990s, 30 odd years. That's when musicians made lots of money out of music. Before then, there was no money. It's a very small industry in terms of time. In terms of how long we've been alive as a species, the music biz is very small, and its irrelevance is growing day by day. And that's what's very, very interesting. And how will music go in the future? Where will it lead us, you have people that don't know the Beatles or Elvis Presley or whatnot, you name the bands, there'll be people that go, I've never heard of that, same as like modern music. I haven't, I've not covered everything, I'm not over everything, and that's the interest. That's what I find interesting, is it is a very small niche, very small part of our culture and our history. And it's all, I don't think people need to own product. They don't need to own a DVD. They don't need to, books they'll own. They like owning books. I like owning books. When I look at the shelf full of books, it makes me feel like I'm intelligent. When I look at a shelf full of CDs, I think, what an arsehole. Look at that. Don't mean I'm smart. But yeah, Spotify, I don't make much money out of Spotify. I don't make much money out of any of it, but it is the nature of the beast. This is what's happened. The internet was always going to do this, but the music industry didn't react properly. Back in 1998 or whatever it was, when MP3 became a thing, The music industry just didn't know what to do. Musicians didn't know what to do. They thought that the internet was for the geeks. They didn't realise just how important it was going to become, and and I just I think musicians have had it too good for too long, and I think they're the most entitled, whinging bunch of bastards out there. Create and enjoy the creation. Don't moan about getting paid for it. The best work you do for free. But hey, you're a slave to money, then you die. A very clever man once wrote. Garrett says, I really don't know what to do about it anymore. Give up, I'd imagine. If you're talking about pain, it sounds like I don't know what he's doing. If he's ignoring you, he's not come back here, so I can't figure that one out. I wouldn't worry about it. Cyrus says, we need to have an innocent till proven guilty approach. Exactly. Some people who make racist and sexist jokes not generally racist and sexist. If you don't like those kind of jokes, just simply ignore it politely and say you're not a fan of that kind of thing. Trying to ostracise that person and ruining their life and career only makes you an arsehole. Well, I was going to do a joke today. There was a guy who got paid 1.4 million in compensation because he was sexually assaulted by Catholic priests, and I was going to cover it in coffee time, and I was going to do this and say blah blah, very sad, very terrible, sexual assault, but Mr. So and so said, whilst his assault, the sexual assault at the hands of these priests was terrible, at least now he'll be able to afford his gas and electricity bill. But I thought I won't go there because some people might find that offensive. So I didn't do it. I've done the joke now, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it because you can find offence in everything. This is it, and yeah. Martin says, how to get famous on YouTube? Pink Floyd, exactly. Tom Pink says, it's losing its cultural significance day by day. Absolutely. Art says, I've got me and my loot. He's a wandering minstrel. Again, we've got to remember, back in the old days, it was a time of the wandering minstrel. And what did you get paid? You got paid in bed and board and some grub, and that was it. And you might get laid occasionally, And then, like I said, when we had classical composers, they had patrons to help them live. They weren't rich. They might have had fame, but they weren't U2 rich, were they? They weren't Bono, who admitted he didn't even like his own music the other day in an interview. Anyway. Yeah, so, again, some of the jokes, you've got to be very careful, because everyone can get offended. So he says, I do wonder how long artists like Billie Eilish will last. That's a good question, isn't it? I think a lot of these, if you think back, a lot of these people come and they go, they kind of drift in and out, And there's also this whole music has moved over to kind of like Instagram and TikTok and things like that, and it's in small, tiny bites, and it's really, it's a different world, It's a completely different world. I cannot predict. I mean, you never know. There might be a renaissance. There might be a revival. People might, in 50 years' time, suddenly go back to it. But I don't know. I think people have kind of got tired of lugging record collections around and CD collections. The digital delivery is very convenient. Streaming is a wonderful thing if you love music, because you can listen to anything, anywhere. You can be on the move and think, God, I haven't heard such and such for a long time. The only thing it's limited by is obviously bandwidth and whether or not they've got that title in the library. But eventually, I imagine one day everything will be digitized and everything will be available on demand. That's what they'll be moving towards. I mean, it's great. I like digital films. I think it's great, digitally stream. I'm a big fan of the iTunes digital movies, because you buy something and it might be in SD, then you'll get it an instant upgrade to HD. And now those HD films, Apple let you have it up in 4K without paying any more money. Now that's like getting a free that's like paying for the VHS, getting a free DVD, and then a free Blu-ray, and then a free UHD Blu-ray thing. I think that's what it's like. I've saved myself about 50 quid there, you know. So I don't know. I've sold a lot of stuff in my time. This is the thing. Sold a lot of stuff. And Andrew's off to go and listen to public sector broadcasting. He's not going to listen to my records. He's going to listen to them instead. So enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. And with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. We've had a good old chinwag. Hopefully you've enjoyed the evening. Hopefully it hasn't been too controversial. I hope I haven't annoyed too many people like Tony B. Whoever Tony B was. Who was the real Tony B? May he stand up and identify himself. And we'll do this all again next week. If you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. No night.